"We need to have a talk," his mom said, sticking her head into the bedroom before he'd had time to unpack or get changed. "Now?" Arthur sighed. Couldn't he have 5 minutes to himself? "I don't want to let it wait." His mom was like that. Whenever she had something on her mind, she had to talk about it right then. Arthur was the exact opposite. He could hold things inside forever. They sat on the saggy bed in his mom's room, which still felt empty with all of his dad's things gone. Although the door was half closed, Arthur could tell his little sister was sitting right outside. He could hear her fidgety feet on the stairway. "We're going to have some new rules now that you're home," his mom said. She pulled a folded piece of notepaper from the pocket of her funeral dress. "I've written them down." "Rules?" Arthur was surprised, because his mom had never been very strict. Arthur's mom glanced down at her paper. "First rule, you are going to talk to me more when you are upset. I mean that, Artie." She looked at Arthur, her mascara still smudged from the day in court. "You have to talk to me more about how you're feeling, and not just hold it inside. I don't want to go through this again." He could see her eyes starting to tear up. "Fine, okay, I will," he said, trying to get his mom to move on to another topic. He didn't want to keep going over why he'd thrown the brick. "Second, no more getting into trouble with the police. That's how your dad started when he was younger. Getting into fights at school or street racing or whatever else he did back then." He glared at his mom. "I'm not like that." It kind of made Arthur mad that she would say this to him, but deep down, he couldn't help wondering if she was right. His middle name, Thomas, was from his dad, but that didn't mean they were the same people. Or did it? Until he threw the brick, Arthur had never been in trouble with the cops before. "Well, I just want to make sure," his mom said in a not very convincing voice. She looked down at her paper again. "Third, you will come straight home every day after school to watch Barbara." "Okay." Arthur wasn't really sure why this was a new rule. He'd always watched Barbara. His mom folded up the paper and stuck it back in her dress pocket. "Last, and this is hard for me to say." His mom's voice shook a little. "We have a lot of bills right now. Until I find a new job, things are pretty tight, okay?" Arthur knew his mom was working a couple of waitressing jobs to make ends meet. He also knew that some of their money problems were due to him, since the court had said they had to pay the junk man's hospital bills. "That's it." She reached out and gave him a hug. She smelled like soap and hairspray. "I love you, and I'm glad you're home." "I'm glad to be home too," Arthur said awkwardly, feeling embarrassed. It felt like he'd been away for months.